Das ist, ja, okay. Koim Lebedeke seinen die zerschrockene Zigeunerkes reingelaufen zu Stere der Leckermacherin, Meshekes Muma. So, hardly alive, the terrified gypsy women ran into Shera, the cake baker's house, Meshekes Mama, his aunt. Weiter getroffen den richtigen Ort. Once again, they found the right place. Der Sinn, wie Aidene setzt gute Sachen in Oven, haben sie jedne zerblossen die schwarze Nusslöcher von einem Honigreich und beide zersunken sich. So they saw how this woman was placing these good things in the oven, and they very
greedily.
Yeah, greedily they blew their black nostrils. So in other words, they smelt the beautiful honey smell, and they both sang out together. Kum, Krasovice, Odlische Augen. Come, they said, pretty woman with the eagle eyes. Gib dein getuckte Hinterlich. Give us your well-wrought hands, little hands. Mir dir treffen dem goldenen Muzzle deinem. So we'll tell your golden fortune for you. Es kost nur 5 kopekes. It only costs 5 kopekes. Stere hat sich aber nicht gefeult. Guck gegeben auf ihr getuchte Hinterlich, was der Mund ein bisschen verräucherte Grablie und der zigeunische Kompliment hat ihr ausgesehen a Kappele übergetrieben. So Shira was, she didn't waste any time. She was not lazy. And she looked at her well-wrought little hands, which...
Can I just say something? Look at the way well-wrought getokna is written in the first time and the way it's written in the second time. The first time it's getokta, the way you would think it would be, like the lathe. And the second time it's getochte. You think it's just a typo? There's a
kuf instead of a
than a kuf.
Yeah.
It's just a typo. Yeah, I think it's a typo, but maybe anyway.
Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe it's 2 different words.
Yeah, I searched. The only thing you can find is the first one, getokte, the well-wrought. But anyway, it's probably a typo.
Okay.
You know, with this many pages.
Okay. So these, her well-wrought hands reminded her a little of the smoky I can't read what I've written here.
Rakes, rakes.
A smoky
In other words,
rake. Yes.
Right, like these, that's what they look like, these
Yeah.
well-wrought hands.
Yes, the smoky rake. And the gypsy compliment seemed to her a little bit overdone. Hat sie ganz nichter abgeschnitten. And quite soberly, she interrupted them. Nitoken Geld. Now, I've got no money. Drei kopikes oder Odlerke. Ippele goldene. Nor drei kopikes. So they brought the price down to 3 kopiks. Eagle lady. Golden apple. Only 3 kopiks. For allemen 5 teirinke, for dir 3. For everyone it's 5. But for you, we'll give it to you for 3. Bist du geben lecker Krasowitze, a stickel lecker für unsere Kinderlach? So will you give us a piece of cake, fine lady, a bit of cake for our little children? Nito ba mir kein lecker. I have no cake, answers Chera. Otto's du doch lecker, Utinke. A full oven mit lekker. But here you've got cake. A full oven of cake. A rois, she chases them out. Seid nicht in Kaas, goldene hearts. Don't be angry, golden heart. Wir seien ehrliche Romnim. We, and that means Zigeunerkes. We are honest gypsies. Af Romnim tormen nit seinen Kass. You shouldn't be angry at gypsies. A Zigeunerke sagt a Wort is das wie Honig sis. When a gypsy says something, it's as sweet as honey. Und as sie schilt is wie a Schlang tut a Biss. And when she curses, it's as though a snake bites. Von Azar meine Loschen platzt schon bei Sterren in ganzen der Geduld. From this sharp language, the sharp tongue, Sarah's patience disappeared completely. Sie habt a Reus heiße Wilke von Oven und sie wickt das auf die nicht Gebettene. She grabbed out the hot fork from the oven and swung it towards these uninvited guests. Arois to Aldi Kadik. Get out of here, to hell with it. Die Zigeunerkes treten op und Schere mit der Wilke geht sie noch bis zum Garnek und hit sie mit die Augen. Sie soll nicht latrennen. So the gypsies moved aside, and Chera, with her fork for putting something in the oven, followed them until the porch, the edge of the porch, and watched them with her eyes that they shouldn't steal anything. Es hat aber nicht geholfen. It didn't help. Chera hat vergessen, als auf die Prisbes killen sich etliche Scoverdes mit frischen Lecker. She forgot that on the earthen benches the several pans were cooling down with fresh cake. Sie tut a cook, es fällt schon a Blech mit gefüllten Eingemachtslecker. She gives a look and there's missing a tin with filled preserved cake. Gekocht und gehit und nicht der Hit. She watched and she looking carefully, but it didn't help, and she couldn't guard against the thing.
She didn't protect. Hidden. She didn't.
She didn't protect. Okay.
Yeah. Thank you. Who wants to read?
I'll read, okay. Wählt sie doch als der Kochte Stere und läuft raus von Zavalik auf der Schulgas. She gets overwrought, Stere, and she runs around, and she runs from Zavalik onto the Schulgas, which we now know the geography very well. Und will schon machen a groß Geschrei, wir soll ihr helfen, opnehmen die Geneva? Geneva, is that how you say it? The Geneva. So she runs out to the Schulgas and she wants to make a big scream that they'll help her take or catch the thief. Der setzt sie aber Punkt, a Kegenebil, by Bora the große Eugen, but she sees directly opposite by Bora, the big eyes man, a sach größerer Skandal, a much bigger scandal. Von den neuen dämpfenden Teuer bei Bohren setzt sie a Reuslaufen, a junge Borwisse und verwähnter sie Hackner. Mit zerplotschter wie Räuch, aufgebräuste schwarze Haar, mit silberner Monesten auf den schwarzen festen Hals. Und mit, I'm sorry it's so long, und mit ein aufgerissener, farbiger Bluse. Okay, so here we have quite a scene here. From the new oak door by Bora, she sees running out a young, barefoot and crying gypsy mit zerploschete, with wait a minute, with she's very disheveled, mit roig aufgebroste schwarze, with her black hair, with smoke, roig, like smoky black hair with silver montanus. I don't know what that is, but since it's on her strong neck or her strong throat, it must be some sort of jewelry or something. Moniston, I couldn't find that word.
I couldn't find it.
Yeah, but from the context, it's some sort of a jewelry on her strong Westenhals und mit den aufgerissenen farbige Bluse, and with a ripped, colorful blouse. Von der Bluse, oh, now this is the sentence, here it is. Von der Bluse hängen auf zwei unbekannte, lange Rüsten. From the blouse hang out two. Now, the word unbekannte here, unbekannt is like unknown.
Yeah, yeah. Unfamiliar.
Unfamiliar long breasts. Why are they unfamiliar?
Because
No, she's always covered.
Yeah, but it's I just see I guess.
Maybe this is something that never saw on the gypsies. They never saw the gypsies wearing this.
Why don't you continue the sentence and
I
make
will, okay.
clear?
No, I don't know. Wie dunkele, übergekehrte Baren, like dark, turned over pears, like pears turned over. This is a great image. A Beitsch mit billiger Patscherkes bombelt sich zwischen die nackte Brust. Like a string of cheap, and I think this was the word that we learned from Rachel about what her mother would say, that she was going to put on her pacherkas. Am I correct in that?
My mother used to say pacherkes.
Pacherkas. I love that word. Pacherkas. Cheap, cheap strings of beads are between her naked breasts. And an offnem Tieren von Teuer gucken heraus beide der wachsene Bonnen von Bohre der große Augen. Wow. And from the door stands the two grown sons of Bora, big eyes. Beide lachen etwas verschämt mit Yashtikis. They are both laughing like a little bit shamefully. With Yashtikis, you know, you always hear like with lizards, but sort of like a forced laugh. Tipke, de Schwesterlseere, stuppt durch durch ihr gekräuselten Käppel zwischen sehr lange Fies und guckt euch heraus von Tirol. And their little sister, Zipka, remember that was, she's appeared to us before, is putting her curly head between their long feet, and also she looks out of the door. Nur die gewachsene Brüder treiben sie zurück in Häuferland, but the grown-up brothers drive her into the courtyard. Zipkes Neugierigkeit ist aber stärker wie die Grobkeit von ihrer Brüder. But Zipke's curiosity is stronger than the Grobkeit, than the coarseness of her brothers. Wart sie mit ein Plätzke und mitten gekreiselten Käppel und guckt heraus ihr Feile. So she throws with one shoulder and with her curly head, and she looks like a little animal. Zet das der zu und sie ist zufrieden. Was hat andere haben sich abgerechnet mit die schwarze Genevetes für ihr Lecker. So Stera sees this and she is satisfied that, okay, at least others have done some reckoning with these black thieves for her cakes. She's still thinking about the cakes. Die Genevetes seien nicht dieselbe, aber fort von ein recht auf sie. The thieves are not the same as the ones who stole from her, but at least from the same group, from the same people. So this serves them right. Von groß Dankbarkeit schreit sie rüber zu Boris Bonnen. Hat sie keinmal nicht gehalten und sehr schönem Mason. So she, from great gratitude, she starts screaming to Boris's son, even though she didn't, I love that, she never held them, nicht gehalten from Zea. She didn't consider them very worthy people. She didn't consider them worth much.
beautiful story. She wasn't believing them. Shane mices, not maces.
Mice. But I love the comments. Okay. Nu was gut angebrochen, der genevete die Beine, a mitzvah verdient. So what? You broke the bones of the thief. You did a good deed. Sehr doch soll do in gas nicht bleiben. I don't know what doch is. Sehr doch. They shouldn't remain on the street. A blech mit
Duch is,
yeah.
duch is breath. Their
Oh, their
breath.
breath. Okay. Their breath shouldn't remain on this street. A blech mit lecker haben sie mir herabgehabt. They grabbed a tin of my cookies. Aber Boris is born entfernt nicht. Her son, the sons of Boris, don't answer. Sie chaveren sich afilu nicht mit der schöne Sach, was sie haben da abgetun. So they're not answering. And on this I didn't understand. They don't show any pride in what they have done. Is that the meaning of that? Sie chaveren sich afilu nicht mit der schöne Sach. They don't even take any pride in what they've done. Sie lachen nur verlegen. Chikakin mit yashtikafis again. So that same word again. So they are laughing from some place far away, and they're giggling with with some sense of misgiving. I mean, it's like they realize they've done something wrong, these two hooligans.
Yeah, I understood that as being that it's a saying. Mit Yatcherkes means they were laughing with a forced laugh.
Yeah, with a forced laugh. They realize that they have done something wrong.
Yeah, and grabberen is they grabberen zich niet. They don't even brag about what they've done.
Yeah, so they realize that they've done something wrong here. Wundert sich Stera einregelen. So she wonders for a minute or a second. No dorde seht sie plötzlich als a kegen der geschlagene junger Zigeigenkehr läuft on an alter eingebeugen über Stecken mit a mensbillische Pipke in Moil. We've met this woman before also. But she sees suddenly as against the wounded one, the younger gypsy runs an old woman bent over a stick with a masculine pipe in her mouth, unchained, without teeth, mit vergelbete Siva Hole von unter a schwarzen Tichel mit Kweitlich. So she's without teeth, with gray hair under a black scarf with flowers, an emesin machashefa, a true witch. Beide, die alte und die junge, I love this word, gaglakotchen sich oif zealoschen. And the two of them, the old one and the young one, and I couldn't find this word, but it's sort of, you can tell it's like babble, gaglakotchen sich, and they talk in their language. Chaos gadjo, weist und die Junge, Venedig, euch Boris is teuer. And Masha, well, what she's saying is she's pointing to the friend, the strange boys. who are Boris's son. I'll just read 2 more lines from the next page and then somebody else. Und die alte Machschäfe macht große Augen und schreit, oh, oh, Devilan, oh, Bore Devilan. And the old witch makes big eyes and screams. And it's interesting, the word Devilan on the bottom of the page, we see it means, oh, God, a big God. You would think it means devil. So anyway, there we are with quite a scene.
Oh, okay. Oh, Gold.
Feuer mit wilden Kass und mit Scheim auf die Lippen. She raises her great bent over a stick, and she's strashet. She's
Threatening.
She
Yeah.
threatens.
yes, she's sort of shaking it in a threatening way. To the gate with wild anger. Und mit Scheim auf die Lippen. And you know, Scheim is when you're so angry that whiteness actually runs down your mouth.
Right.
Atzinda schreckt sich Zipke, Boris's Mezenke, but Zipke becomes very frightened. Und habt weg das gekreiselte Keppel von zwischen die Brüders Fies. And she pulls away her curly hair from between her brother's feet. Sie entläuft zurück in Häuferein. She runs back into the yard. Die Brüder ihre machen sich euch weg. And the brothers also make themselves scarce. Sie verhacken a viele dem Teuer hinter sich. They even slam the gate behind themselves. Beide Zigeinerkes Balabutchen noch ein Feilinke, but both of the gypsies, but they're still hanging around for a little while. Zerrüttete und zerhitzte, they're disheveled and they're overheated. Danach habt die geschlagene Zigeuner gelaufen. And after that, and then after that, they both Zigeuners run away.
The single Zigeuner that was beaten up, she runs away. This end of the sentence, I believe, is talking about the one gypsy girl that was attacked, the Schlogene, the one that is beaten. That was
Sie
beaten.
läuft mit einem herabgelassenen Kopf und klippet. She's running away with her head down, and she's still sort of crying. Mit beiden Händen verdeckt sie ihr zerschlissene Bluse und ihr nackte Brust. With both hands, she's trying to cover her torn blouse and her naked breast. Und die alte Machschäfe and the old witch, kein was sie payet noch der Junge. And the old witch almost follows after the young one.
Yeah, she cannot keep up. She cannot keep up. She cannot manage keeping up with the youngest, the
Well,
younger
I
one.
said she's almost following, so it means the same.
Okay.
Nach der Junge. Sie hinkt ihr nach und schilt und flucht auf ihr Laschen und pipket dabei ihr Lülke und strascht immerhin mit ihr Stecken. She she's not walking right, and she's cursing and she's waving her stick around and speaks in her language, and her pipe, and she's thrashing somebody with going after them with her stick, with her cane, I suppose, or whatever it is, but it's a Stecken. Und sagt sich, als Schwebelreich setzt von ihr schwarzen Maul unseen. And it appears that a match, the smell of a match comes out of her black mouth without teeth. Atzin macht schein Stere adachele über die Augen. After that, Stere dachele über die Augen. What is she covering her eyes?
She
It's
makes
like
a roof,
like this.
a dach, a dach.
Yes,
I
I put my hand up over my eye. Okay. Mit der halb offenen Maul guckt sie nach die Zigeunerkes, bis sie verschwinden hinter a seitigen Rug von Schulgas. With a half open mouth, she's looking after the gypsies until they're you can't see them anymore. They're swallowed behind a rug. What's a seitig rug? From Schulgas, from the Schul Street.
Secondary street, like a second street.
The corner.
A corner, until they pass a corner.
Okay, from the Schul Street. Nach etliche neigerige Jiden und Jidenes tun dasselbe. And several anxious Jews, men and women, do the same. Sie machen euch a Dechele über die Augen und gucken euch nach. And they're also making a little over their eyes and looking after. Stere kehrt sich in Sturm a vertrachte. Stere returns to the house and she's thoughtful. Sie tut ihr Arbeit und hebt mit die subtile places. She's doing her work and starts with the subtile places. What is it about the back that I don't understand the subtula? Can you help me, Yankee?
Yeah, I couldn't find the word sutula, but plexus are shoulders, so
Okay.
maybe it's the bent over shoulders.
Yeah, something like that. Or plates is, the backs. bent over. Etwas wird dir verdächtig, das Kirchen von Boris Bonham beim Teuer. Something is happening. Etwas wird dir
Suspicious.
Suspicious,
Oh,
suspicious.
okay.
Suspicious.
Schönen Dank. From Boris Sons, near the gate. Ich meine, als es men brecht zijn ja aan die benen a jonge te hanken, a ganefte. I think that they're after they're breaking the bones of a gypsy, a thief. Darf man euch hier die Bluse zerreißen? Do you have to hear up loud too? Na, a solche Hultayes. Sie Boris's Bonham kennen a solchen a junge Geie. Only these two hoodlums, like Boris's sons, can hit a young Gentile like that. So warum es, wenn Kiefer kommt von Gas, der zählt sie das in. And when Kiefer returns from the street, she tells him everything that happened. Zedlet, ihr weibersten Verstand, according to her womanly understanding, sagt sie, ist das nicht glattig. Something is wrong. Aber Kiva get ruhig ahead mit the places, but Kiva is quiet and gelassen, and he just picks up his shoulders. Und als darfst du sich mischen, falls besser gehiet die Leckerche, men soll sie dir nicht herabgraben. So he's saying to her, do you have to mix into everything? Isn't it better that you should watch the cake so it's not stolen? Men soll sie nicht dir herabgraben, they shouldn't take them.
Thank you. No, Farnach, der wusst man sich in Zavulek von Boris als Schreine auf der Schulgas, der wusst man sich, als die Bonin von Bore, die große Augen, ob etwas abgetan am Meise. Now, this is a story about them, the sons of Bore, raping the gypsy girl. Toward evening.
Excuse me. How do you know they raped her? That's a
Okay.
very-
Listen to the story. It's
Oh, okay.
clear. Okay.
Oh, okay. All right.
That's why I wanted to read it. The way he's writing it in such a way that this is Schnell. He doesn't say it directly, but everything that he describes is that. Okay, so it was known from a neighbor from that street that the sons of Bore, die große Augen haben etwas abgetan am Meise is already that means they did something. I think that means that they raped. But let's continue.
No. Excuse me. That expression, "abgetona meise," how would you translate that? That they.
Well, I think that they committed rape or committed a crime.
No, but just in general, how would you translate that?
I believe it is. I think it's something like it is something like rape, as far as I remember from reading other stuff.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah, I think up to Maisim, they did things that were not right. They did things that
Right.
were
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. In
Let's
Speichler,
not get ahead of ourselves.
what did you say, Goldale? Okay.
Just a minute. I said, let's not get ahead of ourselves. Let's just,
Okay. In Speichler mit Pakli seinen heimgestanden Morne Keules Gewalten in the warehouse with hemp. From there were strange sounds. Gewalt, that's very loud. Wuschlagen, what do you mean beating up? Zu live boss, schlagen a Zigeunerke, as they kennen Opton a best as they are. Here they say, he's saying it already. Zu live boss, schlagen a Zigeunerke, as they kennen Opton a bessere Sach. Why should they beat up a gypsy girl? Do you hear me?
We hear
Okay,
you.
because my computer is telling me, why do they have to beat up a gypsy girl if they can do even something better than beating? In these sentences, they can opt on a bessere Sache. Why should they be happy just with beating up? Now, this is like a conversation in the community. Was heißt opt on a bessere Sache? What does it mean to do something better? Somebody else is saying, bessere Sache, was heißt? Something better, what does it mean? By a solche Hultalies with such scoundrels? Boris Rabboni Makashe, is there a question regarding Boris' sons? Azoi wundert sich die Schchene von der Schulgas. So this is how she talks, the neighbor from the street. Ihr hört doch, you're hearing. In Teuer bei Boren haben angeklappt beide Zigeunerkes zusammen. Die Alte und die Junge, this is what they did. By the gate, by Boris' gate, they did it to both gypsy women, the old one and the young one. Die Bonim haben aber reingelassen, nur die Junge, und verhakt die Tiere bei der Älte unter dem Samenos. I understand it. They beat up both of them, but they let the young one in, and they closed, they shut off the door.
I didn't read it that way. I read that the two of them, the young one and the old one, knocked on the door, but the sons only allowed in the young one.
Yeah, so that's what. Yeah, that's what I said. Yeah, that's how I read. Yeah, and so they and then they closed the door. They closed the door for in front of the old one. And now verriegelt und gechochtet. Verriegelt, I found this is, they barred it, they locked it. I didn't find the other one, I don't think.
No.
Der noch sie gehört, now the
Sorry,
woman neighbor,
Rochel,
yeah,
Rochel, entschuldigt. Gechochert is that they giggled.
yeah, okay, yeah. Actually, I found it. Yeah, thank you. Okay. So, and after that, der noch hat sie gehört, wie die Bonnen witzeln sich auf den Häufen kollen. Then, after that, she heard how the sons were joking in a loud voice. And now what they're saying to her, to the gypsy, is willst du uns treffen, Krasavitze? So you want to do fortune telling for us, you beauty? Adarabe, why not? Tell fortunes. Now, wo seinen wir? Schorim Tzenekeves. Now you tell us, what are we? Male or female? Now this is regarding to what they gonna do to her. Krasavitsa, you beautiful. Gehört soll sie schon als so Herren Jeschuas Otref. Der noch hat sie gehört, then she heard, the neighbor, the woman neighbor, soll sie schon als so Herren Jeschuas und Mechomes here, she then heard, and she should hear, likewise she should hear consolations and good predictions, really. That's what she's saying. She's swearing that why is she swearing on? Women schlepp Salbezweit die junge Zigeineke und women schreit zu dem Schwester. And then she heard how they were, both of them, that Salzweit is in group, as a couple. They were carrying the gypsy woman, and she also hear how the brother were yelling at the little sister who was around. Zipke, rein in Stub, Zipke, rein in Stub, Zipke, go into the house. A früher, sie hanke gelacht mit der Quischel. In the beginning, the gypsy girl was laughing with a little screaming. Geschrien klommerst auf zu Fleisch, I don't see it, to Fleisch, I don't, it's covered here. She was, okay, she was screaming as if, making believe that she was screaming, but der noch hat sie genommen schreien auf MS, but later on she started screaming really. Keules, Gewalten, hat sie geschrien. She was screaming loudly, in a loud voice, screaming. No bald ist der Kol etwas wieder stick geworden, but right away it was as if that her voice got choked. Man hat sie gemusst einschleppen und Speichler. In Speichler, they probably had to carry her, to drag her to the warehouse. Sie wollte gemerkt schweren, that's the neighbor. She could swear, as man not auf der Zehanke angeworfen a Hube mit Penke, the Moil verstoppt. She, the neighbor, could swear that the brothers pushed a heap of hemp into her mouth to stop her from screaming, to choke her. Ort of Avos Boris Bonin seinen capable. This is what the Boris sons are capable to do. Is is in Zavuleg is Avec Agemorable. So now in Zavuleg there was like a story, a quiet story, a murmur. Now Vigder, der Waldseucher, Danke State, is mit negidische Trittelach a Rob von Grinem Ganek mit der sechs Kicker, sechs Kicker Yarmulke auf dem Kopf. Now there's more involvement of the community now. Vigder, the merchant, the timber merchant, as Yankev said, timber merchant. I remember. He's the father of Donkey, who he came down and with like royal steps of a rich man. He came down from his porch mit der sechseckige Yarmulke, with the Yarmulke with the 6 corners auf dem Kopf. Sein blässlicher, edeler Pony hat sich ausgezogen. His pale, gentle face got stretched a little. Now he's telling them, yo, was hat gewollt sagen? Als hat schon geglaubt der Eberste, that you should believe God. I mean, you should believe really in. Hat weggehabt, nicht ein Wald in Reißen. He went through an experience of in the forest. In Reißen, I believe it's in a dispute. He was a witness to what is it?
I think Ryson, I once heard this in a lecture. Ryson, I think, is White Russia.
Yeah, Belarus.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I saw that too. I didn't know. Okay. Yeah.
Okay, I think what he's saying,
okay, but he already understands the reality of what happened here.
Okay, Rochel, can I just interrupt for a second?
Certainly.
It's what he's saying is it's not only one forest that he's chopped down in White Russia. He has experience. He knows what he's talking about.
Exactly. Yeah. So that's what he's talking about. I agree. Didn't I say it like that?
Anyway, and it also is Geloid der Erbeste. He, like, this is some godly thing, that praise God. I have had such success in knocking down these forests in White Russia. It's the the rich man, and he's praising God for his wealth.
Okay, now he's telling about his experience. Begegnen sich mit a Sach Chaptes Zigeuner von kollerlei Medines. Here he said he already met with all kinds of gangs of gypsies from all kinds of countries. Can good die schwarze Chevre. He knows very well these black people. They will nicht verschweigen. They will not sit quietly because after such a deed that was done here. sie haben verkocht am miese Kasche, Boris Bonin. Boris's sons cooked up an ugly an ugly cereal, an ugly dish. They did something very bad, that is. Atzin haben schon etliche Schchenin gefragt, der Schogen. So now a few neighbors asked, frightened, was heißt verkochte Kasche? What does it mean, verkochte Kasche? No ein Kive, der Leckechmacher is nicht spoiled geworden, but one person, Kive, the baker, he was not surprised. Macht mit Bittel und vermacht in ganzen seine schmollige Egelach. He waves his hand like he's dismissing what they're saying, kind of, and he closes his small eyes. He knows what it is, and also the Lekechmacher also knows what it is. They know that the gypsies will take revenge, the vengeful people, and it's not going to end b'shalom.
Okay. Sind der gefundener Meischeke horvet sich bei ihm in Stub, ist zwischen ihm und dem jichestigen Waldseucher kein größer Freundschaft nicht. So since the foundling Meischeke was living with him in the house, between the timber merchant and Kiva, there was no great friendship. Reb Victor is nicht zufrieden, was sein Donker habet sich mit dem Mamser. Und die Schreinim Leckermacher bloßen sich und seinen in Kass Pharasar Gaiva. Reb Victor is dissatisfied with the fact that his son Donka is friendly with the mamzer, in inverted commas, Meshaka, and the neighbor cake baker is angry because of this arrogance of Reb Victor, the timber merchant.
Can I just ask the word blozen sich? Who's blozing sich? Is it the Lekachmacher or is it a Vigdor? You think it's a Vigdor, but they
I think
say
it's a Victor.
And the Schreinem Lechemacher, I would think logically it is, but it's just the way the sentence is written, it's not clear. But okay,
Yeah.
but you're right, it puffs itself up.
He's the Lekkermacher, the neighbor Lekkermacher is he's angry at the fact that Reb Victor, the timber merchant, is so arrogant that he doesn't want his little donker to play with Meshaka. Men verscheppert einer dem zweiten, wo man kennt. So they pick a fight, the two of them, whenever they can, whenever it's possible. Victor, der Waldseucher, kehrt sich meistens op met Verachtung. Victor, the timber merchant, relates mostly towards Kiva with disdain. Aber dosmal hat gleich auf den Ort gegeben Ausgab. Die Sache ist gewesen sehr ernst. But this time, immediately on the spot, he gave him change. So he countered him. Apparently, this was a very serious matter. Reb Kiva. Sorry?
No, go on. I want to ask you something, but you finish.
Okay, Reb Kiva macht Reb Victor zu die Schreinem, wie wegen einem Dritten, was ist Gordonito. Reb Kiva in seiner Leckercher versteht sich öfter sehr gut, nur in meiner Wälder verstehe ich besser. So Reb Kiva said, Reb Victor, as if he were talking to the neighbors about a third party, someone who wasn't even there. Reb Kiva, you as a cake baker, perhaps you don't
No, excuse me,
understand
in his, he's talking to the neighbors as though Kiva isn't there. And he's saying, Reb Kiva in his, not you. He doesn't even give Kiva the respect to talk to him as though he's there. He's talking to neighbors as though Kiva's not there. Reb Kiva
I don't know.
Yes,
I don't know. Maybe
I
it's
agree
just-
with Nicole.
maybe
He's contemptuous of Kiva. He says,
I
no,
don't
Reb
know.
Kiva.
The way I read it is that he's talking about him in third person, as if he is talking to him with respect. You know.
No, he's saying,
No.
Reb Kiva macht Reb Victor zu die Schreinem.
You know what it's like, Rachel, if there are three people talking and he is talking to the person as though you know how hurtful this is when
Yes.
somebody is standing in front of you and starts talking about you. You know, she thinks she
Okay.
knows a lot about
Yeah, I see.
how to do
Yeah.
makeup.
Okay.
but
I
really
did
doesn't.
not pick it up. I
Alright.
did not pick this
I
one
didn't
up.
pick up the rape. I didn't pick up the rape.
Can I ask
That's
Yankel
because,
something?
Nechama, that's because you don't believe in such evil things.
No, I'm pretty cynical, but I don't watch any movies, so I don't know about these things.
Yankel, can I ask you
Don't
something?
listen.
Okay, Yankel, regarding the word gaive, wouldn't it better to say instead of gaive haughtiness, because arrogance is gaive is not arrogance. Arrogance is chutzpah, and gaive is haughtiness, I think. But you are the last word.
Yeah, look, I think perhaps haughtiness, but I thought it was more contempt. That
Yeah, but
that is-
I see, but contempt is still not arrogance. See,
yeah, okay. I understood it as being arrogant.
okay, okay, you know, you can have 10 translators translate completely different from each other, then they are all, everybody is right.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, but haughtiness is
Okay.
right too, right?
Okay. Yes.
Thank you.
Haughtiness is good. Okay. So he's saying here, and he's talking past Kiva as if he's not there. In my forestry worker chopping down trees, I understand better than you. Ich habe sich angesehen und angehört, geläubt dem Eberste. I've seen, listened to, and I've heard things that happen. Praise be the Almighty. Men meint, als bei Zigeiner is nicht auch kein Honor. Als für a Weibel, sie für a Tochter, art sie nicht. People imagine that among the gypsies, there's no honor, that a woman, neither for a wife nor a daughter, they couldn't care about either of them. Meine, deine, meine. Yours is mine and mine is yours. These are toys, but that's a mistake. A Zigeiner, als vercheppet in Tabor, a Weib von a Zweiten, macht man von ihm a Keilike. In the among the gypsies, if one picks up on a woman in the encampment, the wife of somebody else, they make a cripple out of him. Der Ältester allein mispet ihm und schießt ihm durch a Knie. One of the elders makes a trial, tries him, and they shoot him through the knee. Ob ihr seht a hinkendicke Zigeiner, sollt ihr nicht glauben, als is nebach arop gefallen. So if you see a limping gypsy, don't imagine, don't believe that he has he's fallen down and broken his leg. That's not what happened. Reiten dik von a Pferd. That he fell down as he was riding his horse and broke his leg. Gicher hat man ihm das abgetan für a Meise mit Seire an Eishes ish. It's more likely that this is something that they did to him because he had something to do with somebody else's wife. Victor, dem Waldzeugers Wärter, haben geklungen so sicher und gelassen, als der Eindruck von Kives Et und von sein Bittel Schmeichele ist im Ganzen abgemeckt geworden. So Victor, the timber merchant's words sounded so sure and so calm that the impression of Kiva's Et and his contemptuous smile were completely wiped out. Negerike Helser haben sich erzint gezeugen zu Reb Vigderen. Interested people started talking now, and they were drawn towards Reb Vigder. Is Wassersteiger meint ihr, wel zij tun? So what do you imagine that they are going to do? Tun? Zij willen schon gefinnen was zu tun. What are they going to do? They'll find something to do. Unterzinden Gadje. And down below it says a fremden. They'll set a stranger alight. Farazazach is by ze nora kleinigkeit. To set a stranger alight by them, this is a small matter. Opkeulen mit a golmesser in a winkele kennen zij euch. So they can stab somebody with a sharp knife in a corner. That is also possible that they can do. Voor Boris jung Weibel bin ich euch nicht arev. I can't vouch for Boris young. I'm not sure if this refers to the Tzigainerke.
No,
or-
Boris, Boris
his
is
wife.
wife.
Boris,
His
yeah.
wife.
His wife.
Remember with
That
all
will be
the nice colors? Yeah.
Yeah.
Boris's wife.
Okay, so I can't vouch for Boris' wife. Zij kennen opton mit ihr, was Boris bonim mit Zairika. So they can do to Boris' wife what Boris' sons did to their young woman. Man darf zu wissen geben Boren, so we should know that we should give Boras, and then it was interrupted. Was ist da Bora die größte Augen schuldig? Why is Bora of the big eyes, why is he guilty? Bishas seine teure Bocherim haben na sehr schein gerabotevet in Speichler, is gar in der Heim nicht gewesen. When his dear sons were acting so badly in the barn, he wasn't even at home. Niet niet sein Weib, neither he nor his wife. Bei die Zigeuner zählt Victor Werther, sollt ihr kein Joischer nicht suchen. So among the gypsies, says Victor counts his words, says briefly, you shouldn't expect justice. Wilde Menschen, they're wild people. In jenem Vernacht haben jeden Tage der Herd nicht gewöhnlichen Tummel auf jener Seite or unserer. And that night the Jews heard an unusual noise from the other side of the lake. Der Tummel hat sich getrogen von zigeunerischen Tabor. The noise came over from the gypsy camp. Die Haloblias von die Reue Wegener seinen dorten Gewinn herabgelassen, great zum Einspannen. The shafts of the red wagons had been lowered, ready to be spanned in. Auf ein Wagen inmitten is herabgekrochen der älteste Zigeuner in a bloyen samatnem Rock mit silberner Knepp und etwas gedaschend und gemacht mit die Hand. So on one wagon in the middle of the camp, one of the elders of the gypsies climbed up in a blue velvet jacket with silver buttons, and he spoke to them and moved his hands. Darschend und alle Zigeuner und Zigeunerkes entfern ihm mit wilder Ausschreien. He almost preached to them, and all the gypsies and the men and women answered him with wild cries. Negerike Schneiderjungen haben sich auf viele gewinn zerchavetet. Zerchwatevet. Avec auf jener Seite Osera, über dem Milbrick. So curious young tailor boys even they crawled over across onto the other side of the lake, over the bridge at the mill. Gehat bedeya nenter zu sehen und zu hören sich, was bei die Zahankes kommt vor. They were apparently were trying to move closer to see and to hear what the gypsies, what was happening in the gypsy camp. Man hat sie aber von der Weitens gestrasset mit blanker Messer und nun zum Tabor nicht zugelassen. But they threatened them with from the distance with shining knives, and they couldn't come any closer. It didn't allow them to come any closer to the encampment.
Thank you.